own up. We're tired of it. It's only in England that VAR is a problem. Even in Nigeria, VAR is not a problem. Once you play back and you see the thing, you call it as it is.
Wait, do you have VAR? which VAR?
We have VAR now.
Let me say.
I ran a commentary recently, and there was VAR incident. That's how we carried the camera that we were using to watch.
I'm telling you.
And now started rewinding it.
I saw that in one EPL game. I'm telling you.
Rewind. Like, see now, it's offside. It's offside. With the camera. So, yes, we have VAR. At least our interpretation of VAR is spot on.
It's simple.
It's simple, straightforward.
Black is black.
White is white.
Red is red.
You want to draw
red
draw the line. We can see it.
Not that.
Not the one you are drawing line.
Let me just tell you.
Come on, man.
The VAR ref that drew that line of Garnacho's goal has to go back to just want to do intro tech. I've never seen that kind of line. What kind of line is that?
Bent line.
Line that is in like this. You drew a line like this, and you did like this. The other one, you drew it straight. Just because you want. Let me not go to. You said let's not go to club football.
We've said it before. We'll say it again.
Just go and do intro
if
tech.
you rob somebody today, they will rob you tomorrow. It's as simple as
the robbery will be the robberist in the next match.
Anyways, let me jump to Uche's comments. Uche has dropped quite a number of comments, including one that's going to excite Dixon because VAR is coming to the NPFL. All right, so Uche says, good morning, Prime Sports family. Good morning, Pastor Austin and Coach Dixon. Pastor Austin, we won't stop talking about Chelsea. Chelsea's comments and calls runs this show. No comments on that. I'm not going to respond to that. Anyways, he says, Coach Dixon, we all have this feeling when the EPL is on break. EPL drama and controversies are all ploy by the English press to be on top of the news. This is something the NPFL press need to take and make noise about. All right, this is an interesting one, and I'm trying to drop this in Dixon's laps. Okay. Says, I'll read it and over to you.
Yeah.
I read that the NPFL is introducing VAR this coming season. How many people have heard about it? We won't stop. We don't make noise about our own things in Nigeria. So, Dixon, VAR coming to Nigeria.
The thing is, when people say VAR, it's not still most times automated. That's one machine is making. Not. So at the end of the day, it's interpreted. This VAR is there, but it's interpreted by the same people. Oh. Now, if the people are not still competent enough, whether you have VAR or not, it's not going to work. Because how do you interpret? Because it's what you have. It's what you have on the pitch. When you're on the pitch and what you have upstairs interpreting laws of football, rules of football, is what you use to interpret the law where you have the back of the VAR. But what the VAR can do for you is go slow motion and not real time, which is very fast, so you can slow mo and all that. But the real interpretation is what you already have upstairs. Now, there's another thing in this VAR. Now, which stadium are you calling this VAR? Is there an exit route for you after there's a goal in Adagbasiba Stadium, Shooting Stars of Ibadan? You know Ibadan very well. You know that stadium.
I lived in Ibadan for 6 years.
You know that stadium? Yeah. You are a VAR referee.
Not me.
Okay, so what is a VAR referee? Shooting Stars scores.
And you now say
no.
No, it's not a goal.
Are you going? You want to go? But that's not even. VAR is not the problem.
I like Dixie.
How do you go?
You even believe that the thing will even work. We were talking about this in the control room while the morning flight was going on, and I asked a simple question. I said, how many matches of our NPFL games are even televised to start with? How many of our clubs, the 20 clubs, how many of them have the facility to televise the matches? Let's start with that.
Before VAR.
Because we don't even, with all due respect to all the teams in Nigeria, I have zero respect for 18 of them. Only Remo Stars and Insurance have proven to me that they are ready for business. Insurance, all, I repeat in capital letters, all their games, home and away, are streamed. Yeah. All. They are the only Nigerian team that we have record of their CAF adventures. This CAF Confederations Cup that they just played. The whole almighty Eyimba. How do they sing that? Eyimba.
Just want to throw shit on Eyimba. Why did you call Eyimba? Why did you call...
Because Eyimba is the only one that has won CAF Champions League in Nigeria. Okay. Multiple times. no videos. Even in the ones that the game they lost 4-3 to the Algerian side. Is it Algerian or Libyan side?
It's a Libyan.
The Libyan side. We saw the video of the Libyan game, all in Arabic.
Yes.
The game in Aba, no video. You wanted to feel
They didn't win. So they didn't bring out the video. But
they didn't lose either. It was a draw.
If you remember, one of the questions people also will ask is there going to be power to power the VAR? Is there going to be power to power the VAR?
You even took it further because in my mind, Dixon, are you passing the original beginning?
The original?
You're saying...
I'm putting the roof where the foundation is not even laid yet.
Because you're saying competence of the referee. What would the referee be looking at? Which screen?
Socket is not working. I remember you know there was VAR during FIFA mandated that the World Cup qualifiers.
Yes,
then there was VAR. If you watch in the stadium, the way they took power from where the VAR monitor, because Nigeria had the penalty, Lookman had the penalty where the referee had to go to VAR. Osimhen scored where the referee had to go to VAR. I had to observe critically where the VAR screen was positioned. If you see where they took the long cable from, I'm like, someone can just step on
off the
and just
turn off the whole thing. All right, I think we're going to stop throwing shade right now.
You brought this up.
Yeah, these are some of the things. Pastor Emma talked about it too. These are some of the things that I believe that the sports ministry, the NPFL, NFF, to some extent, and the league management, these are things they need to look at. Because we can't continue business as usual. I mean, even if you have to feign it, try to feign being serious. Try to pretend being serious. And when are you going to be at that point when you say, okay, you know what? We've taken our sports, we've taken our football to the next level. I mean, come on, it seems even worse than back in the day when there was Iwayo National, because then it seemed like football was thriving. There were fans in the crowd. Nobody's interested in going to watch.
Nobody's striving for excellence again. That's the key word.
There's little input, excellent input into the... It's what you give in that it will come out. Yeah. As in, come on. Well,
and that's the reason why, like Uche rightly said, they feel that way every time there's an international break. They're like, okay, we don't want to come and see Super Eagles inside one drum again.
Pastor Emma just said the same thing. He said, also remember that there's no lights. What are we going to use to run the VAR?
Same thing I was saying.
Absolutely.
Or even if there's generator, someone will take the cable.
Because it happened to the Super Eagles.
It happened to the,
that is our sports possession in this country.
That's our biggest sports brand. All due respect to the Tigress at Supercon.
It is.
Super Eagles is the biggest
sports brand we have as a country.
And if you can put the inside
training in the dark.
Inside drop. Put the inside drop.
I do not put them inside drop. We'll be there to see this time because
no, it's with you now.
I'm so excited. Is the location that was the problem?
I think so.
Anyway.
Did you ever see the inside drop when they were playing with you? It's only when they came to Lagos that they started to drop. Jeep and tank.
GP tank. Anyways, enough of throwing shade.
All right.
I like the way this has brought us into the conversation. The last round of qualifiers for the AFCON 2023-2024 is going to hold next year in Côte d'Ivoire. It's happening this weekend. That's this international break. That's the purpose for this international break, at least for those of us in Africa. We're playing the last round. Several teams have qualified. Some are yet to qualify. I think 9 teams are yet to qualify. So it's a big one. The Super Eagles are already through, like we said yesterday. They're already through, nothing at stake, no pressure. So they go into this last game with having qualified already. And so no tackles on the coach. They've qualified with 1 game to spare. And so we'll show you an intro that will take us into this game, into the next conversation, which is the Super Eagles game. Of course, when we come back, the phone lines are opened, and we want to hear your thoughts. Several things to talk about. But just as we came up on the show, myself and Dixon were talking about the craziness that's going on in the Spanish FA. The coach has been sacked. The World Cup winning coach has been sacked. Why was he sacked? No particular reason. However, because he refused, it's alleged that it's because he refused to resign in solidarity with his other coaches and crew that resigned. 81 of them, 81 players said they won't play. All the coaching crew and staff, except this particular coach, have resigned and stepped down, insisting that the Spanish FA president must resign. He didn't say anything. He was indifferent. And for that reason, he's been sacked. So we were talking about that, the Mason Greenwood issue. He's been taken in by Getafe. Certain Manchester United fans are upset. And now
we are hearing about
Anthony, he's been dropped by the Brazilian squad. The same Manchester United faction that has been calling for the removal.
He should be dropped.
They've been calling for him to be dropped as well. In addition to that, the Jordan Henderson case, that's why it's always, be careful what the kind of decision you make. And don't be played into certain things. Don't be a pawn. Don't be a puppet to certain unseen and unsaid institutions driving certain agendas. He had been a vocalist for certain agendas, the LGBTQ and everything. Now, he forgot himself and he went to Saudi Arabia.
And the true question.
And now they've come out for him. Like, they even, in their words, you have been our champion in the past. And now you're disregarding that. And I'm like, yeah, you should have sense. It's not everything you jump on and become an ambassador for this, an ambassador for that. Yes, you've been put in a certain position because of your status as a footballer and captain of Liverpool. Then you're driving everything. Any small thing, you've put multicolored armband. Yes, you're supporting protest. But you can't see the future, can you? Now you've moved to Saudi Arabia because your career has taken a dive, and you've moved to where the money is. And now you're being accused that, okay, this same country you've gone to play in has been alleged human rights activists, they don't support women, they don't believe in this and that.
They don't believe in LGBTQ, that you so much pushing.
That you are their champion. Those were the words. He was their champion. And now you're in a mix. The question is, not question really, it's not a question to many of us. We are aware, if you've been a disciple of Pastor Chris, if you've been listening to Pastor, we've celebrated 200 episodes of Your Love Us Specials. If you've watched any of those 200 or all of those 200, like some of us have, you will understand certain things. It's so clear. Even in sports, in football, I mean, there's this agenda being played around.
Yeah, very, very true.
It's been played around. We're not carried away by every push. And that's why for some on the group, we try to advise, don't just get carried away. Anything you see in the media, you just carry on your head and you're jumping on it and you're pushing this. She did this, he did that. Well, that and more after the break. So we're going to go on the break. When we come back on the break, all these and more we'll be discussing. We'll be opening the phone lines. We'll also be taking your comments from the Prime Sport group on King's Chat. So we'll go into that break. When we come back, all that and more. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.